Today we're diving into the most controversial horror movie that has ever been made, where the director and the film crew were almost charged with murder. Today we're talking about If you're unaware of what the plot of Cannibal Holocaust is, let's take a small step back and let me entertain you. An American documentary crew have gone missing while investigating indigenous tribes in the Amazon rainforest. A rescue team was sent in to find them, but all they could recover is their possessions and the footage that they shot, revealing their gruesome demise. In 1979, a West German film distributor got in touch with the last Cannibal World director, Ruggero Deodato, to make a similar film for them. Ruggero accepted the deal and flew to Colombia with his friend and producer, Francesco Palagi, to scout locations for the movie. The town of Leticia was chosen after a chance encounter the director and the producer had with a documentary filmmaker at Bogota Airport. The film's premise came to Ruggero while he was talking with his son about news coverage of the terrorism of the Red Brigades. He thought that the media focused more on the violence than anything else, and Ruggero also pointed out the journalistic integrity and believed that some of the footage was staged just to create a more sensational newsreel. With this and the journalistic integrity in his head, work began very quickly on the script, written by Gianfranco Clarisi, who wrote The Last Cannibal World and also The Last House on the Edge of the Park, which was also directed by Ruggero and released just 9 months after Holocaust. Within a matter of months, the film went from being discussed to being filmed in Colombia. The cast were chosen and flown down to the rainforest to begin filming. As soon as the cameras started to roll, they had to shut down due to so many issues and troubles that the crew ran into. The original actor who was cast to play Alan Yates dropped out. Ricardo Fuentes, who played Miguel, had to leave due to his father sadly passing, and he had to attend his funeral. The weather was also not kind to the crew, as the heat and the rainstorms delayed filming nearly every single day. The tension on location between the crew was also very hostile. Cast members didn't get along, with Robert Kerman expressing his dislike for Ruggero in many interviews, stating that they would clash on set many times a day, and this happened nearly every single morning before filming. Kerman also stated that Ruggero would be hostile towards all cast and crew, mostly to the people who couldn't answer back, mainly the Colombian and Italian crew members. As filming progressed, the crew became very uncomfortable with the film's graphic content involving animals. Cast and crew walked off set when these horrific scenes were being filmed and spoke out against the movie afterwards due to these scenes. One of the scenes, which involved the killing of a pig, Carl York's character was supposed to be the one to slaughter the animal, but he couldn't go through with it due to forming a bond with the pig when flying to the location. The squeals of the pig made York lose concentration, and he botched a very long monologue, which Ruggero supposedly flew off the handle at, as they never had any more pigs to film again. The tension on set rose to boiling point when it came to filming certain scenes. Chiadi didn't want to bare her chest for a scene and was taken aside by Ruggero and was shouted at in Italian, and he belittled her in front of the entire cast and crew. She then returned and filmed the scene as intended. Cannibal Holocaust premiered in February of 1980 in Milan. The audience's reaction to the movie was very positive, which also included praise from the director of the Clint Eastwood Dollars trilogy, Sergio Leone, who said it was a masterpiece of cinematography realism, and Leone also forewarned Ruggero that he may get in trouble for the movie round the world, as it looks so real. And that is exactly what happened. 10 days after the Milan screening, Cannibal Holocaust was confiscated under the orders of a local magistrate, and Ruggero was charged with obscenity. All copies of the movie were to be turned over to the authorities as well. Ruggero and members of the cast and crew were all convicted of violence and obscenity, and each received a 4-month suspended sentence. Due to this, the movie was banned until 1984 in Italy. Around this time as well, a story was printed in French magazine Photo, which advised its readers that the killings seen on screen were in fact real. This spurred a rumour around the world faster than anything, with the rumour growing in size, and by the time the rumour reached America, it was stated that Ruggero Deodato was charged with murder. This never happened, and only the charges stated before were given. Across the rest of the world, Cannibal Holocaust never saw the end of it being censored and banned. In the UK, the movie was at the top of the infamous Video Nasties list. The movie was released uncut in 1981 on VHS and was available until 1983, when the list came into action and banned 72 movies.
I have never seen a video nasty. I wouldn't. I have far too much.
But how can you judge on a video nasty?
Oh,
You've never seen one.
But the biggest controversy surrounding Cannibal Holocaust was the exact same concern that the cast and crew had, and that is the animal cruelty that takes place on screen. This is also the reason the movie has many censorship issues worldwide. Ruggero has talked about this at length, to which he actually regrets now introducing animals to the movie. When Cannibal Holocaust was released, little did they know that it would spawn an entire genre of its own and explode in popularity within the next 2 decades. That genre? Found footage. The movie was innovative with its plot structure and the concept of found footage. This has been used to great effect ever since, with 2 movies released in the tail end of the 90s, and those movies being The Last Broadcast and the mega box office hit that would be the biggest horror movie in over a decade, The Blair Witch Project. The plot for these movies are very similar to Cannibal, as they both had the found footage of a lost film crew making a documentary. The Blair Witch Project directors even went a step further and actually had the cast sign a contract to not take any movie roles or appear on talk shows, to further make the movie seem a little more genuine. During the time of Cannibal being released, it has been regarded as the apex of the cannibal genre. Many cannibal movies were released during this time and even starred some of the same actors from Holocaust. For years, following the release, unofficial sequels to Holocaust were produced, and some movies even changed their names to make the public think that they were associated with Cannibal Holocaust. Going beyond movies, the movie has had a large influence on death metal bands, and many bands have songs that incorporate lines of dialogue from the movie. Death metal band Necrophagia released an album and a song called Cannibal Holocaust. To me, Cannibal Holocaust is a very well-made movie, but even hardcore horror fans like myself will have issue with the genuine animal slayings. Apart from this aspect, the movie shows what can happen if you have a cast and crew who will almost do anything for the director, even after they have chewed you out in front of everyone. I don't think Ruggero and his crew knew the impact that this movie was going to have on merry horror fans. They simply went out, decided to make a horror movie with the actors using the camera for some of the scenes. Now that genre, found footage, is thriving and has some of the biggest franchises ever. Whether you view Cannibal Holocaust as a groundbreaking horror film or a grotesque exploitation flick, there's no denying its lasting impact on cinema and its ability to push boundaries. Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on Cannibal Holocaust? Is it a misunderstood classic or a film that goes too far? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any of the Horror Retrospective videos. Until next time, stay critical, stay safe. You can watch our other horror retrospectives here.